we going to do something yet? Or are you just going to stand there all night while we starve?
Just want to be sure that they can't actually see us, and then when I can confirm this, then we will feed.
So you say that, but if they knew we were here, they would have done something by now.
Well, you're forgetting. We can't actually eat their dreams unless they're dreaming. So if they're not asleep, then we can't feed anyway.
How do you know if they're asleep if you don't check?
Well, considering their eyes are still open, I think it's safe to assume that they're awake.
You don't know that. They might be one of those open-eye meditative sorts.
You mean a trance? Honestly, does the metropolitan area seem like the sort of place where you'd find the meditative sort?
Yeah. But usually they live in apartments that look a lot nicer than this.
Precisely. This abode has all the signs of a common non-magical human. I haven't seen a hide nor hair of any wands, staves, cauldrons, or even a single Ouija board.
True, but there's plenty of magic coming off of them.
Oh, honestly, that could be anything. They could have just taken a sleeping potion. Oh, I think I realise what's happened here.
What, have we tried to feed off of a corpse again?
Nothing so macabre. Although this is definitely an awkward situation. Hello? Hello? Well, they can follow me with their eyes, but they don't seem to be able to react in any way.
I mean, have you seen us? We're not exactly what you consider normal, even by this decade's standards.
No, I think it's something a little more simple than that. This appears to be a classic case of what the mortals call sleep paralysis.
So what you're saying is that it's a dub. Why are we still here then? We should go find food another place. We can't feed off this one.
That would be the pragmatic approach.
Right, so let's go then.
However,
oh, here we go.
I don't feel comfortable leaving them alone, especially in this city. Not many other dream demons can be as courteous or understanding as us.
As you, maybe.
Not to mention, I sense many magical threats in this area. It would not be wise to leave someone in this state by their lonesome.
There's magical stuff everywhere in this city.
Yes, but this particular neighbourhood is particularly ripe with it.
Oh, do tell me about the particulars.
The stench of therianthropy is rife throughout the alleyways. Definitely one of a predator. The ghoul kitchen is just a few blocks down from here. And I'm fairly certain that the antique wig store on the first floor of this building is definitely a front for something.
Don't you think you're being a little bit judgmental about those first two?
I never mistake the scent of a therianthrope that kills for sport, and whatever's roaming around here is definitely a hunter. And how can you not find that ghoul kitchen suspicious? If you're not a ghoul, you're not allowed in, so God knows what they're up to in there.
That's pretty hypocritical of someone who eats people's dreams while they're asleep.
Now don't you worry. We're going to have you drift back off to sleep and free you from this paralysis.
Wow, what a hero.
And once you return to sleep, I'll simply collect my payment by eating your dreams.
And such a Samaritan.
Ignore them. There's nothing to be afraid of. The process will just simply leave memory holes in your dreams. The parts you don't remember, those are the parts that we ate.
Now don't worry about having to feed two mouths. We both share the same body, after all. Personally, I think you're just too lazy to find another mark.
Well, lucky for me, it doesn't matter what you think.
Well, in case you forgot, I am you, and we're each other. I'm just the part of us that knows how to criticise our own crap.
I'm well aware. It's one of the many pains of having to live life as an abstract concept. And, if I'm being honest, I haven't completely ruled out finishing the job and having us split ways permanently.
I don't think you understand the symbolism going on here.
Ignore the comments of my more ignoble half. They're more instinct-minded than I am. They don't tend to think things through.
But don't make me laugh. If I hadn't said anything, you'd still be standing here for another 6 hours.
Why don't you put yourself to use and go watch out the window? I apologise for them. It didn't always used to be this way. I used to be a dream demon of one mind until the incident. I can tell you about it. That's a story that I'm sure will get you right to sleep. It all started when one day I came across this rather unscrupulous warlock who wished to duel me. I managed to fight them off, but not before they were able to land a great blow on me, splitting my mind in two.
Are you telling them the warlock story again? Listen, mate, there was no bloody warlock. I'll tell you what happened. What happened was that there was this bloke who was sleeping on the tube, and so we decided to feed off of them. But then when we got off the train, we got stuck in the door, and the train pulled out, and we got grinded across the subway tunnels for about 20 yards before we fell out.
Must you do this every time? I'm trying to build up a reputation for us here.
The only reputation you're building is that you're a bloody liar.
I am not a liar.
If you're not a liar, why do you keep telling people about a warlock that we've never met before?
Well...
Or, right after the accident happened, when you told everyone that I was your tail.
Look, I'm just trying to protect our image as a...
Big old liar who lies all the time. Why do you think it is you live in the ninth circle? It's because you're a liar.
Are you done?
Yeah, I think I've made my point.
Well, I don't know how this person's supposed to trust me now that you've made it clear that I'm just a big liar.
Oh, why is that? I never said that you were lying about them being safe.
You just said that I lie all the time.
Yeah, about yourself. When it comes to anything else, you never don't tell the truth. You're the most honest person I know.
Well, you've certainly changed your tone.
The part of you that does self-reflection, mate, not the part that hurls insults. So I do know that you're the sort of person who would lie to make themselves look good. You're not the sort of person who'd do it to hurt someone else.
Thank you.
You got confidence problems, mate.
Yes, I got that part.
You want an hug?
How would that even work? Back to the point at hand. Sorry you had to hear that. We sometimes have our disagreements.
But we always make up with ourselves in the end.
Yes, but there's still your problem to take care of course. I'll be honest, the whole thing with the warlock was the only idea I actually had to help you sleep.
Maybe instead of using it to fake brag, you could refit it to make a children's bedtime story.
We don't have the time to do that right now.
What if we told them the embarrassing stories of other dream demons?
I'm not going to talk about our friends behind their backs.
What about Ello the telephone? They're always spreading stories about people. Seems like fair game to me.
Oh, please. You of all people should know that any story Ello the telephone hears becomes completely scrambled once it leaves their mouth.
Yeah, that's true. Although it was impressive how they managed to reverse engineer your life back into the truth again. Do you remember that? You said to them, I suddenly sprouted a new tail, and then they repeated back to everyone else.
I was painfully smeared across the rails. Yes, I remember that.
And that's what happens when you don't tell the truth.
Well, it's not my fault. It's in my nature. Before this happened, we weren't even known as Rodney the Split. We were Rodney the Slick, remember? Although we weren't so slick when we got caught on that door.
Did you just make a joke?
Although all things considered, we don't have it as bad as Piecemeal. And while our appearance may be off-putting, at least we're still not as creepy as the light switch toucher.
Or that one that's just a floating number 7.
I don't want to have to think about that one. Especially after what it did to 9.
Yeah, 6 still has trust issues.
It truly is a tragedy. Yeah. Oh, it appears our friend is getting a little hazy-eyed.
Oh, would you look at that? We actually managed to bore them to sleep. See, we still got it.
Yes. After we feed, what do you feel like doing tonight?
Oh, we could sneak into the movie theatre.
I don't know. That place is standing room only most of the time.
Not if we see a bad one.
Ah, Riff Night again. Well, we have a few options for that.
What about a bad romance movie? You know, the kind where the director clearly has some sort of problem with women?
After tonight, I don't feel like playing armchair psychologist.
Well, I don't want to go see a bad action movie. Unless the star crash levels are bad, you don't get much past the surface level.
True. Most bad action films these days are just competent enough to be considered boring. We could see a bad comedy.
Nah, most of those are just tax schemes. God, I wish we could actually interact with physical objects so we could rent films.
Or what about us having to read books over people's shoulders? Honestly, we've read so many displaced book fragments that our minds have formed a complete narrative out of Carrie, the Count of Monte Cristo, and the sexual life of Catherine M.
Man, I did not see that plot twist coming. Well, how about we pop down to Cardioid Jeans to see if anyone else is in there?
You mean that shop that sells audio equipment and trousers?